And there I was the girl from Suits.
This one's wife, new comms chief, Deckchair rearranging. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You may be familiar with the phrase rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, which is a description that explains that somebody is engaging, essentially focusing on the wrong thing, whilst there's something much more important to attend to. Accordingly, as the Titanic sinks, somebody's preoccupied with rearranging the deck chairs, when they really ought to be focused on the fact that they should be making their way to the nearest lifeboat and getting away from the sinking vessel. It's a rather apt description for the behaviours of certain narcissists, those of the lesser and mid-range persuasion, because of the law of collateral consequences. It is the most important thing to the narcissist is the pursuit of the prime aims, chief of which is the necessity of control and the receipt of fuel. And the narcissism is very, very good at doing that. But with the lesser and mid-range narcissist, it invariably means that there follows collateral consequences whereby the narcissist creates more problems for themselves as a consequence of this slavish devotion to the attainment of the prime aims in the moment. Thus, the narcissist, rather than attending to something of greater import, focuses on the minutiae of the moment. That's the way that their narcissism operates. And this is why, with so many narcissists, and as I explained so many times before, you give the narcissist enough rope and they will hang themselves. You just have to exhibit some patience and allow time to pass, and it will happen. It's also part of the fact that the narcissist is never ever at fault, with a pathologically entrenched inability to recognise that they are the problem. And whilst many people often struggle to understand this, how can they not see? Well, the fact is, if your eyes are closed, you can't see anything, can you? Therefore, it is the same thing, in essence, with the narcissist, whereby they just can't see it. It's not a case of saying, look, here's the evidence, and they'll realise they have that blind spot. So, in a way that if a blindfold is placed over your eyes, there's just no way that you can see unless you remove the blindfold. But the narcissist has a blindfold that can never be removed, because that's the inherent nature of the narcissism. Thus, with this one's wife, her narcissism causes her to repeatedly blame shift, that she's completely unable to recognise that she is the problem, which means that when things do go wrong, and of course they repeatedly do, and with accelerating effect, this one's wife doesn't go, I've buggered it up again. Instead, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault. It's Harry's fault, it's King Charles's fault. He's briefing against me from abroad. It's the secret agents of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, that are causing all of these problems for me. The universe has conspired to do me down, in conjunction with all the racists and haters. We see another example of this from a report by Axios, which tells us Harry and this one's wife hire Meredith Maines to oversee communications. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have brought on Meredith Maines as their first Chief Communications Officer, Axios exclusively reports. Perhaps no couple makes more headlines or receives more public scrutiny than the Sussexes, and Maines will be tasked with managing their reputation, as well as the reputation of their expanding business portfolio. Good luck with that. As CCO, Maines will oversee communications for Prince Harry and this one's wife, their brand footprint, and non-profit endeavours. Shahid Fakhari Larson, founder of UNLMTD Partners and former CMO at Coatu, has also been hired as outside strategic communications counsel in support of their tech and business ventures. Maines, who begins the role on March the 3rd, is succeeding Archwell, former head of communications Ashley Hansen, who left in October to launch her own firm, with the support of the Duke and Duchess. Thus, with Hansen gone, and I've explained elsewhere why Hansen found it an absolute nightmare working for these two, in comes Maines. Mains joins Team Sussex from Lightspeed Venture Partners, where she served as the firm's first marketing partner, overseeing communications, brand strategy, and advised Lightspeed's portfolio companies. Before Lightspeed, Mains ran communications at Hulu and worked as a talent manager for American Idol. She started her career at Google, helping to launch its search products. Mains' hire comes amid the pending launch of This One's Wife's new company As Ever, and shortly after Prince Harry's main stage speech at Venture Capital Summit Upfront. While speaking at the Upfront Summit, the Duke encouraged the business community to invest in solving systemic societal problems. How do we invest in our shared future to solve the challenges we face today as a divided society? We need a dual approach, supporting philanthropic organisations while simultaneously investing in companies that are developing technological solutions to address the root causes of societal challenges, he said. I bet somebody else wrote that for him. Mains stated, "I'm honoured to partner with Prince Harry and This One's Wife, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, to highlight the amazing work they're doing through Archewell, their broader business portfolio and non-profit work. I'm excited to help them tell their story as entrepreneurs, builders and philanthropists while overseeing all communications for the couple and their ventures." Ashley Hansen got out because it was a nightmare for her, as I've explained previously, and now somebody else has been hired, taking on what really is a poisoned chalice. Naturally, Mains may well be a talented individual who has a decent track record, but what she will have not appreciated is the difficulty of working with This One's Wife. She will have not understood the problematic nature of this mid-range narcissist who always believes that she is correct, that it is never her fault, that it is the fault of everybody else, and that she is an expert in everything. She will not have appreciated the self-absorbed nature of This One's Wife. She may well, of course, fallen in with believing that they get an unfair press and she can do something about that. She will, of course, swallow the Kool-Aid in believing that they're genuinely philanthropic individuals and that they have an interest in carrying out all of these charitable ventures. Undoubtedly, she will learn just how difficult This One's Wife is, how problematic it is to work with both her and Harry. She will soon realise, as others have found out, for instance, the comments of Simmons in relation to them being both fucking grifters and the departure from Spotify. The fact that Ashley Hansen found it more appropriate for her to set up on her own rather than continue to work for them. That she wanted the uncertainty of a new venture and all the hard work that goes with that, rather than the regular paycheck she would get as an employee of the Sussexes. Mains will come to learn her lesson, as does everybody who ends up working with them. You only have to look at the high staff turnovers that have taken place at Archewell and the fact that people have left the Invictus Games board, etc., to realise it's no cakewalk with these two. And central to that, of course, is the behaviour of This One's Wife. This One's Wife believes that making this change, of course, is suddenly going to mean that she becomes more popular, because, as I've explained, she's incapable of recognising that she is the problem. Instead, it was the incompetence, in her mind, of Ashley Hansen, who, of course, she will speak about in favourable terms publicly by virtue of facade management, but will essentially state that it was through her ineptitude that they've been getting a bad rap from elsewhere. The upshot of this is that with bringing in this new comms chief, This One's Wife believes that she'll be able to turn it around, that the true popularism that she's entitled, popularity that she is rightfully hers, will soon be coming her way. What she fails to understand is this is just an act of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. This One's Wife is a sinking ship. She is a sinking ship because of her behaviour and nothing else. And it is her narcissism that drives her behaviour. So she can recruit another comms chief who can speak in glowing terms about their work and what they're going to do. It won't be long before she departs, and it won't be long before she'll join that list of individuals who have worked with the Sussexes and then no longer have done so, and all the while, the ship continues to sink. The downward spiral continues, because at the centre of it all is the problem that is This One's Wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.